Bottom line first, process models don't transform companies. Integrated systems are a necessary condition by making sure your fantasy aligns with your reality.
Today, we are entering the second phase, the enlightened phase of process mapping. So this smart guy here presenting this flip chart, and he is challenging us, and he says, hey, it's not right if we just configure our ERP system. Let us first have a look at our processes in our company, because what are our processes and what are how do we work? So yesterday we had this example of a project, which is no secret. It is all over in the press. So it's a little project I mentioned, and after doing the classical approach, they found out that the SAP processes and the legal processes supposedly don't fit together. So that was the conclusion. Only problem was they spent 500 million to get this insight. So our modern guy would say, hey, why spend 500 million? Let's first have a look. What are your processes? Do you even have a process model? Do you even have knowledge of your own processes? Which is, honestly said, rare. Actually, it is rare. So if we come into companies, and sometimes there's a company that says, hey, we have already process models of our own processes. Sometimes. But more often than not, they don't. Okay, they have some stacks of paper, some stacks of PDFs or Word documents or whatever, I don't know. And something is written, something is documented, something is not documented. So our modern guy says, no. Let's first map the as-is processes, and then let's discuss about that one, and see if we like them, or if we want to improve them, And then after we've, so to say, achieved the common agreement and knowledge about the current state, of course we want to define a future state, a to-be model, And then it becomes interesting because, it's good if we achieve alignment on that, but what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Are we doing fantasy drawing? Like children drawing some worlds that actually don't exist? Or what do we think? So what do we think? Do we draw like how we wish the world to be? And then we create a ideal world, an ideal process, how we like the future, and then we think by just drawing it, the world has changed, and maybe then we will give this process to some ERP vendors or some, I don't know, IT suppliers or whatever, I don't know. So that is often the situation is, for example, if we want to improve an order-to-cash process, and it's to be harmonized across certain parts of the company, So you are a big company, and you have a mother company and subsidiaries, and you say, hey, we have so many order-to-cash processes, let us harmonize this order-to-cash process. How do we do that? Then you make a project, and everybody's gathering, and from different subsidiaries, from different companies, and even that is very hard to achieve, because everybody has much to do, everybody has much on their desk, and you're calling the manager, hey, send me someone for this process modeling project. Why should I do that? Because we want to harmonize, but we are fine, we are good, we why should we harmonize? And then you discuss, and then you go to the top management, and the top management says, there is some benefit in harmonizing, and okay, do it, but How many budget do you need? Yeah, I need this and this, and so on and so on. Yeah, okay. So you gather the people in the room finally. Yeah, maybe half of them show up, and then you discuss. Yeah, and then you get maybe want to harmonize this process. Yeah, and then but they say, yeah, but we have SAP, and the other one says, no, we have a different ERP system. And the other one says, no, we have no ERP system, we're doing the same with Excel. Yeah. So how do you do this then? Yeah, how do you then harmonize the order to cash process? Yeah, if everybody has a different ERP system, just plainly said. Yeah. So after 2 months, there's no visible change, or maybe you make some harmonizing process model so that at least it looks similar, yeah. But after 2 months, there's no visible change in daily operations. Yeah, manual workarounds still exist, and the modeling itself is mistakenly for transformation. So no transformation actually happened. Yeah, actually, some kind of ironical, because so who is adapting to whom? Yeah, is the process model adapting to the system? Is the system adapting to the process model? That's a question. Yeah, who is, so to say, the more powerful player in the room, so to say? Yeah? And yeah, that if we design in isolation, yeah, if we design detached from the real world, then we have a problem, because then it leads to fragile results we cannot actually that have nothing to do with the reality. And honestly, some companies do this. Yeah, they say, okay, we know it has nothing to do with reality. Yeah, we just do it. Yeah, because we have to do it. We have to have a process model. We have to have something we can show to the. For example, some of them have an ISO 9001 certificate. Yeah, which is quality management and something like this. You have some process models, and you show that you have a system of process modeling, and you show that you have a system in which you can adapt your process models. Yeah, but so some companies are completely fine with it. They say, okay, yeah, I have this process model. It has nothing really to do with reality, or it would be too complicated to get it aligned with reality. Yeah. But yeah, we have the process model, and that's fine. Yeah, so that's what many say. Yeah, actually, that's true. And if you are trying to implement then an ERP system, and you try to use these process models, then you find some serious problems, because, yeah, as you can imagine, fantasy process models doesn't help. Yeah. So that's a process model. Cool. So, but what does it have to have with reality? Yeah. So, and then if you are in a real, so to say, ERP system like this one from SAP, which is called SAP Business by Design, you might have heard of it. And yeah, so it's for mid-market. And then we go here into the system, and do we really find this process here again? Yeah, so let's have a look. So let's start, because we said it's starting with an opportunity, and opportunity we can have also a lead. Yeah. So before that opportunity, and then if you go to document flow. So document flow, what is it? Yeah. So that's the so to say real process in the real system. Yeah. First you had in campaign. Maybe I can make it bigger here. First you had in campaign, which leads to a lead, which leads to an opportunity, and that is the same thing that you have in the process model here. Yeah. So here's the opportunity. And even in the system, it's more. Yeah, it's campaign and lead also connected. And then you have a sales quote. Yeah, so here even the sales quote, that's that one. Yeah, and then you have a contract. That's a customer contract. Yeah, a monthly gold delivery for Dagobert. Yeah, so then this is the customer contract here. So sales contract. Yeah, and then you might have another opportunity, which is interesting, because that is even not here in the process. Yeah. Here it is missing. In this process it is missing. Why do we have this misalignment? Yeah. So in the customer contract business, you have renewals, yeah, and for renewals, you want to have another opportunity for the next renewal period, and you have another sales quote, and that is even not in the process here. So you have a certain deviation or certain similarities between this system and the process panel, and then you have a customer invoice. So that is, if you go back, the same, but in real, yeah, not. And yeah, so if you have the ERP system, it guides you, yeah, it gives you your organization the discipline. How do you discipline? How do you maintain discipline? Yeah, somehow you have to maintain that discipline. Yeah, otherwise, and such an integrated ERP system that helps to maintain the discipline, because how do you otherwise compare between the reality and fantasy? And even you have a link to the journal entry, so your CFO will love you, because the CFO, they have always the problems, if already the process is done, but all information on how the process has been done is forgotten. Yeah, it's like from Blade Runner. Yeah, forgotten like tears in the rain. Yeah, and he doesn't know how to post it. Yeah. So then if you have an integrated ERP system and you have a process in that ERP system and you have a link to the journal entry, actually, your CFO will love that. Yeah, he loves it. Because then you have a clear connection. That is from S/4HANA Cloud. The same process in S/4HANA Cloud as a document flow. Yeah, producing, standard order, outbound delivery, production order. And also at the bottom we have the journal entries. Yeah, that's the journal entries. And here you can even pull up the journal entries in T account view. Every CFO knows this, how this works. And you can exactly see here which of these T account postings are from which step in the process. So that is an integration, way of integration, of reality with fantasy, actually. Now we have discussed our way from classical to modern. We see the strength of process modeling, but we see also the weaknesses if they are detached from reality. Now, what about the postmodern guy? Yeah, that's when reality hits. As I said, my coffee machine this morning, I couldn't even model myself an alternative process to get my coffee. So that was time. Here, this guy, he has the time. The deadline, deadline hits, and then your process is screwed. So what do we do then?